But before we get into all that news happened in the last month, and I made jokes about the science news that happened. Let's get into some science news jokes. So there was some research on mice that has proven that they fidget. And not only do they fidget, but fidgeting is part of their mental process. So the harder they fidget, the harder they're thinking. Which makes you think, maybe Pinky was the smart one of Pinky in the brain. Who fidgeted a lot more. Should have been him in charge, right? It worked out better. Two physicists have recently released that they have a theory about possible Planet 9. Not Planet 9, that's an old movie. Planet 9. It is still from outer space, though. People have been saying that the orbits are a little bit out, and they've always been thinking that maybe there's a Neptune-sized planet out that's causing all these odd orbits, but we haven't been able to find it. So the new theory is that maybe it's not a planet, but actually just a really small primordial black hole out there, and that's why we can't find it, which I think is going to make Pluto really mad if it loses its planet status and then like a black hole gets it instead. It's like, Didn't work out. An advanced robot is being trialed in a supermarket in Scotland, but it got fired because it wasn't good at its job. It gave really bad directions. If you asked the robot, where is the cheese? It would just say, in the fridge, and not tell you where the fridge was, which is not what people were asking for. It also didn't give out free samples very well. It underperformed humans. So we finally found something that robots can't replace us at. Soul-crushing retail! Yay! Great, guys. We did it! Yay, that's what we'll all be doing for 100 years. 3 spouted vessels were discovered buried in a bunch of cemeteries in Europe, which is what they're realizing they're bottles for infants. They're going back 7,500 years, which is way further back than we thought bottles came from. Yeah, it's neat. Infants go back. They're pretty sure that they were used exclusively on infants. There's no evidence that it was used for infant-themed sexual role play yet, but they also can't rule that out, right? We don't know. We don't have evidence either way, so consider that. The Climate Accountability Institute has calculated that 1/3 of all carbon emissions can be tracked back to just 20 corporations. Just 20, yeah. But some of those corporations have banned plastic straws in their cafeterias, so we're on track to hit those emission targets, guys. It's all going to work out. Yay! Yay! Thank you for playing along. Doctors around the world are warning against a rising trend of women putting toothpaste on their vaginas. Oh. Yeah, that's the reaction you should have. It's strange these people didn't. Women are following a myth that it somehow tightens the vagina. The doctors are saying, no, it just causes irritation and possible infection. Dentists, however, are saying, brush them wherever you got them. Yeah. Kind of cash. And finally, a man in Perth, Australia received first-degree burns when his high-visibility vest caught fire in the sun. Yeah, it warmed up in the sunlight, and he got first-degree burns. So doctors are saying this is the first case of this they've ever recorded, and the company is saying that in their defense, when you're screaming in pain, you are more visible. So the vest worked as intended. And that is our news jokes for this podcast.